an art haul with added Happy Mail. Hello everyone, I'm Caroline, and today I wanted to show you what I've been buying for my art. Now, some of you will know I'm starting to get into journaling as well as drawing, and so I found this endless rabbit hole that you can go down with buying art supplies for your journals, but it can get very expensive. So, you know me, I like a bargain, so I'll show you the bargains I've got. Let's get stuck in. Now, the first thing I've got is this paper and card. That is an impressive amount. I'll show you side on just how much I've got. So that's how many sheets of paper I got. Now, I didn't get to choose what patterns I had, but I got a job lot, and this all came to less than the price of a really nice book of papers. And there's just about every pattern you can think of in here. There's a real assortment. Some I love, some not so keen on, and some are awful. But what I thought we'd do, because I have so many of these and I have other things to show you as well, I'm just going to show you a couple of these and we'll switch back and forth, to and fro, into the other things I've got as well, just so I don't drive you all mad with just papers. But there are so many pretty patterns in here, I think you'll enjoy looking at the papers. So let's get started on these. Now, I don't know what books they're from, because some of them you can tell they were in books, but there's no name on the actual sheets. That's nice. Lots of greens and purples, which I think is a pretty colour scheme, but also I think these may have been in the same book because very similar colours. So there are multiples. This one, this wasn't torn out very well, was it, from the book? Single-sided again. Now these ones, if I show you, I don't know if it'll pick up on the camera. Let's give it a go. It's got like, the colour bits are very highly glossed, but the bits in between aren't. I don't think it's picking up. My voice keeps going quiet because I'm looking over at my screen to see. You may be able to see. I know you can see the sheen, but you may not see the in-between. So we got some spots. And no, I thought that was a double one, but it's actually some card, which is really useful for journal covers, and also for if you're going to make yourself a little notebooky slide thing in for a journal. Always nice to put a bit more of a solid cover on. Alright, so we got some vellums, which are, I'll show you one at a time, it'll be easier to see. Ooh, you can see his vellum, there's my hand. Hello! And then we got a piece of, it's not showing up very well, but it's actually green. Oh, look at it over there though. Oh, that already shows you the sort of thing you can do with vellum. There are so many different uses for it. I haven't discovered them all yet. And then there's this, wrong way up. Look at that. No, was it the wrong way up? Those flowers look the right way up. That key looks upside down. The writing's the right way up. I turn it so that the key's the right way up. Everything else is upside down. Okay, that's the right way up. And it's double-sided. Oh no, this actually has, I think it's metallic, or is it just yellow? This is a really nice swirly-whirly pattern too. And these are great for if you're going to be making something folded. I won't crease it because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. It's a perfect contrast. The colour schemes are really well matched. And another vellum. This is like poppies. They're not poppies, they're daisies. Oh, it's early in the morning. And great news. So it's got little toppers, I think they call these. Some of those on there. I'm unlikely to use those in a journal, but they're handy to have, and I may be able to just cut out certain parts of that. But this sheet here is lovely. And we got another stripy vellum on top of some stripes. This person liked their stripes. Excuse me. And on the back of the stripes, aha, now we've got some information. Paper Mania silk screen paper 12 by 12, acid and lignin free. Double-sided silk screen paper, gold ornate metallic, that one's called. It's a sunny day here in Wales, but there are clouds too, so the lighting is probably going to be up and down all the time. Now this, I don't know if it's just me, reminds me of a Peruna dress pattern. I think it's the colours. Peruna is the Marks and Spencer's brand. I'm not sure why they've got their own separate section, but it just looks like a Peruna colour dress. And this too, I swear I'd seen this on a Peruna dress. And on the back, as you can see, they definitely were in a book because they're still stuck together. You've got all this here. It's the sort of thing you could do yourself though. If you find paper's too expensive, then you can just get some paper and blob some paint on. We'll have to do that one day. I'll do a backing paper video with all different types of backing. I've been playing with black ink and so it's all under my nails. Sorry about that. I look very unkempt. The three loves of my life are art, gardening and mudlarking. So my nails are always shocking, usually stained with something or other. So we've got a few more pages of that. Oh, in the same book, we've got this, which again, I swear is a Peruna clothing design, with more of this just lot of watercolour thrown into water pattern. Got a few sheets of that. It's a sort of blobby one, and on the back, more of this again. I suppose it's good to have something a bit more neutral, so if you put it there, you're not going to end up with too busy a page. Whereas if it was all, if I put this one on there, it's just going to get too crazy, even though the colour scheme is roughly the same. But put something more calming. And that isn't as calming as it could be. Let's have a look. Oh yes, that's better. And I think the pattern stands out more for not having to compete with another pattern. So we'll get to the end of these purple ones and then we'll go on to something else. Again, it looks like a Peruna dress to me. And so does this. I'm sure I've owned one that's had that pattern on it. And then more purples, which I'm convinced are from the same book. And again, nice, but a little bit on the busy side. Unless you've got a plain surround around whatever it is you put in your journal. More blues and greens. With very busy blues and greens on the back. And a green, which is plain one-sided. Right, I'm going to put these away now. We'll have a little look. Ooh, move that over there. Right, I'm going to put these away, have a little look at something else, and then come back to the papers. I'll just show you the back of this envelope. This is from a friend. We do a sort of happy mail swap and send little bits and pieces to and fro because we both like journaling and art. And let's have a look what I've got sent this time. There are some nice bits and pieces in this one. That's it all. And this is lovely. I really like this edging. A little bit of pink, which is going to be useful for not only journaling. Sometimes, as many of you know, I like to draw girls' faces, and I'm thinking about starting to add the odd embellishment onto the actual painting. And I thought this would make a nice choker. What do you think? Should I or not? So that's that pink. And let's move the camera down a bit. You're a long way away up there. There we go. That's better. There's my little message. And look at these. We're not sure if they actually are vintage fabrics, but they were bought from an antique shop, so they could well be. But they're definitely vintage patterns. I'll move this out the way. And that. Lay them out. You can see just how pretty these are. It's trying to figure out what's the best way to use things like this. They feel so precious, you almost don't want to use them. But that's what they thought is using, so I am going to use them up. I'll just come up with something. I am already thinking, laying these out like this, I'm wondering whether to use them as the cover, join them together and make the cover for a vintage or perhaps a boho journal. Or I could use these all as pockets. And then I wouldn't be using this piece particularly, but if we put that on there, actually it goes quite well. And then, very beautifully done, I get myself a little, pretend that's a tag. Then we can pop a tag or something in there. I think I prefer that idea because they're going to go further. But then again, they do look so good together that they'd make a lovely journal colour. Oh, I don't know what to do now. I'll keep thinking. We'll pop those out of the way and have a look at the next pile. Now this I have to put a warning on. I've got a thing about collecting vintage linos. And so I got sent this piece, which is really pretty. It's got sparkles in. At first I didn't think it was a lino because it's so pretty and almost modern. I like that. But apparently some of these linos were made with asbestos, so you have to be very careful with them. So I can't recommend anybody else collects lino. I just want to show you the bit of lino I've got. I'm thinking I may laminate these and then they're completely sealed and no risk to me at all. Right, let's have a look what else we've got. Oh, I like this. This is... Now, I don't know if she's used this as a place to keep her coffee mug and that's the spills, or whether this is intentional, but look at that. I just love that. It really does. It gives you that sense of life was going on. Somebody put their coffee down, even if that isn't how it was made. It just makes you think that. Yep, very nice. And then I've got these. Now, what are these? They're on baking parchment, I think it is. And they're 4 squares. Very interesting. But these are my favourites from Prima Decadent Pies. And we got pistachio cream, guava meringue, blackberry, blueberry, key lime and apple. But the reason why she sent me these is that we're going to try swapping paints. But we don't want to swap all our paint sets. We just want to send a sample. So we're going to use these as samples. My paint jar. One of my finds from my mudlarking travels. Right, let's go for something we're going to know straight away if it lifts. So we'll try on this blackberry. Oh, I think it's going to work. A little tiny bit of water. And look at that. It's working, so that's a great way to send your friends some samples of paints if you have them. And you want them to try them out, but you don't want to send them your whole set, obviously. There we go. That worked. But we've also got another set. And I'm really looking forward to trying these out. Oops, that's upside down. This is Prima Pastel Dreams. Prima Pastel Dreams favourites. So we've got crimson, citrus, etc. Oh, that's a lovely combination of the citrus colours. Pool party, etc. Oh, that almost looks like a globe, doesn't it? Like the world. Paradise. And this is, oops, lilac ruin. I like that. And lemonade, a pink lemonade. Oh, and some extra samples up here. I'll pull that out. Oh, now I was going to try these out last night and I was so busy I didn't get a chance. There's been an issue with wallets and losing them, so most of my day yesterday was taken up looking for a wallet, but that's all sorted now. But my day just went out of the window. Do you ever get days like that when you've got all your plans and then virtually none of them happen? So that and my lino and all these were in one little tiny envelope like that. So it's amazing what you can send. If you want to send something back and forth between friends, if you want to start up a little swap thing, you haven't got to spend out a lot of money on postage, because that is a bit of a killer. Keep it light, keep it thin, pop it in an envelope, and you can even share your paints. Right, let's have a look at some more paper. So here we are again, back on the papers, and let's have a look. Oh, that's quite a dark one. It's got a little bit of print there. Single-sided. And I actually like it with this. I wouldn't have thought so, but the contrast there, I think that's really pretty. The pinks with the ominous blues. If the sky was that colour, then it would mean there were storms coming. Not that we'd notice in Wales, because it's either raining or about to rain in Wales, so we live with lots of rain and storms. But we are enjoying the sunshine today, as I said. One day I'd like to retire somewhere hot where the sun shines virtually every day. This is really pretty. Single-sided again, but these flowers are like embossed on. Let's have a look. See if I can show you. They almost look like they've been painted. I love those. That's really pretty. And the leaves are the same as well. You can feel the raised, not all of the leaves, but some of the leaves have got, I suppose they must have painted them with some sort of glittery like varnish. I was actually looking on Amazon yesterday and I saw some people were buying little pots of things and you could paint over the top and it just gave it a bit of texture. So maybe that's what it is. I'll have to try it out because it's a lovely effect. This is nice. Reminds me of Laura Ashley a little. Now I'm assuming then that these all came from the same pack, do you think? Yes, I'd say those three come from the same pack. They're all single-sided. They actually look quite good together, even though that is more of a khaki colour. Another sheet like that. I think we'll find a few doubles as we're going down. Oh, this is pretty. Try showing you again. The glittery effect. Same sort of thing. It's like a varnish with sparkly bits in. Single-sided. And more Peruna dresses. Oh no, it can't be the same set because this is only single-sided. 3 sheets of that. And some roses with doilies and things. Now I love the blue on that other piece, but I'm not so keen on the blue on this piece, and I have no idea why. Isn't it funny how colour works with your eyes and your memories? And each of us have their own colour choices and colour combinations that we like or we don't like. Greenhouse. Oh, look at that. It's like a greenhouse, I suppose, yes, or some sort of orangery with all the animals and butterflies and flowers in it. That's nice. Very, very... I can't think of the word. Can you think of the word that is? It's very nice anyway. Some roses. Now this is thicker, is it? Yeah, this is card, so that's nice. And see, I'm at it again with my nices. I've got to come up with other words than nice. Lots of little tags to cut out here that we can put into a journal. Yicks. Oh, Vicks. Yicks. Vicks. Flowers, vegetables, possibly. Bulbs and plants. So I'm assuming then that that one comes from the same... Ah, yes, these colours are very similar, the background colours. So same paper pack and... Oh, these are pretty. I did have a quick look through and I can't remember what's in here. And some butterflies and flowers, always popular. Now these look like they all came from the same book, don't they? Burgundies, a couple of those. Another botanical. Blue iris, purple orchid. Another. Oh yes, this definitely seems to hang together as a collection. Oh, and there's another one. So I think that these were possibly from a book. I don't know. Have you got these books? Because I think these are from a separate book. A couple of blues there. This is lovely. I like these. I prefer these when they shrunk to a 6x6 rather than a 12x12, or because you can use them whole on a page where they've got the lines on. I love putting these in a journal page. You can put notes. But what they are good for is if you're doing a smaller journal, you can cut either there. I wouldn't with this one because of the watering can, or there, and pop them in, folded like this, and then even though you have another signature that's say there, you open it up and you've got a page you can write notes on, and this page you can write notes on there. The shame is the focal point is there and there, so you either got to lose most of the watering can or the bird. I think I'd lose the bird, but then that will make something interesting, I'm sure. We've got a few of those. Another botanicals. 2 botanicals. And this, I wouldn't say it's plain, but it's, I couldn't really say it's not fussy, could you? But it's more monotone and there's not so much colour going on. And the same here. Not quite sure what I'd use that on at the moment. Let's try it. Oh, that looks good together, I think. Yeah, jury's out, I'm not sure. But it could do. So this is another one I'll assume is double-sided. Yep, so I say, now there's a clue. They're from the same book. And this is lots of botanical tags. Very pretty. And on the back we've got more patterns. So yep, I say that is from there. Oh, look at this. Perfect for a sewing journal. Got lots of buttons everywhere. Some safety pins. Little, I don't know what you call them. They may be brads. And single-sided. Spots. I love spots. It's cardboard. Zigzags. Oh, that's very Mary Quant, isn't it, if they were bigger? I hold it up there in case you can't see. Lots of little daisies. And black and white daisies. And more spots. So I'm assuming these are all from the same pack. And another haberdashery one. Single-sided. And single-sided again. Now, I think these are probably from the same pack too. Could be wrong. Somebody got a bit glued on there. Oh, now that's lovely. I thought, oh, that's quite plain. And then it's got this here. So you can cut that out and use that on something. Or if you wanted to make a page in a journal, that would be really pretty. With this on the bottom. It's very dark and shadowy there. For some reason. If I stand here, see if that helps. And inside then you get this, which is really nice. And some checks. Oh no, these have got to be from the same pack. You can see the colour spread there. And they single-sided. Oh, another one, let's say, from the same pack. Right, we'll do these couple of pinks and then we'll get back to something else. Right, that's card. With some flowers. This is card. This is card. Oh, look at the pretty dresses and shoes. Not that I'm much into pretty dresses and shoes myself, but I love looking at them. Eiffel Towers, Hello Friday. More Eiffel Towers and pink champagne and parcels. Quite a celebration going on there. Not quite sure what that is. It's not a suitcase, I don't think. Oh, it's perfume, I think. Possibly perfume. And some patterned, some diamonds. More spots. Now these are all card. Oh, I love this. Can't beat a flare skirt on a mannequin. Well, you can, but not by many things. We've seen one of those before. We've seen that before. More diamonds, more of that. Oh, what a lot of pink things. I think these were all from the same one. And then we've got some spots and more pink. And another rose. Right. Let's get back and have a look at something else. Let's talk doilies. That's not very glamorous, is it? But they haven't been ironed or sorted yet. I've just got them out of the washing machine because they stank of mothballs. One of the problems with getting older things like this, vintage things, is they can't get that mothball smell, and I hate the smell of mothballs. Right, what I'll do is I'll get... There you go. I just happen to have a 12 by 12 sheet here that we can put the doilies onto. So we put that one out. Quite often you get these doilies and they're a little bit overly frilly on the outside. So if you have hanging, there's our journal. It's not really a journal. You can also put the doily on, have the frilly bit hanging from the end. They look quite nice, sticking out the bottom of a page. Oh, that actually does look very nice on that paper. Lovely. This is a little bit, let's move that out of the way. It's very pink in the middle, fading to, I'm not sure, around the outside. So I think that's natural fading from the sunshine, because there are bits of brown here too. Definitely clean because I washed it myself and it smells like a summer's day. And then we've got this one, which will make a really good cover for, if you've made the cover for your journal, you can stick that on and then put some embellishments on the top. I know it's it's all we've got. I didn't think to bring any, but you could put, for example, something like that there with some writing on and perhaps some lace behind it, which we'll use this for, dangling down there. And then you wouldn't have all this. That's really not a good example, is it? But you get the idea. And we've got, let's put that bit of paper there. I've got this. Now, this was just with the bundle. I think I can either take the middle out or do something. Somebody's very cleverly crocheted these swans, and then they all stick up when you put it down. Well, they probably did originally. And their necks stand up. So you've got all the swans looking at what's in the middle. But these are not suitable for a journal. They're far too three-dimensional, so they won't be in the journal themselves, but I probably use bits of this. I'm not sure which bits yet. I can cut out the centre. Because it's crochet, you can actually take the outside edges off very carefully and they won't unravel, unlike knitting. I got this one, which is a very basic one. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that yet, but I think we'll be able to use the edge there for something. So I'll show you there. That's going to be good. And I got this one, which is far too big to go on a journal, unless I was doing a giant journal, which I could do, but I think that would take forever to make, forever to fill, and well, cost a fortune to post out, wouldn't it? So that's really pretty. I can either take the green off again and use this centerpiece, or I can go further and keep the green on, further and keep the cream on, or it can be cut in half, I suppose, and glued on the edges to try to stop it unravelling, but that's a bit of a risk. And then put it around the journal cover like that. We'll think. And I got this one, which looks very much like handmade lace. That's the back to me. I made handmade lace years ago. I learned how to make it. It's very therapeutic, very time consuming. You would never believe the hours it takes to make handmade lace. Could never get your money back on an hourly rate. And then we got this one, which is butterflies. Again, I think this is handmade lace. Possibly somebody made it, or possibly somebody brought it back from a holiday in one of these countries. Excuse me. One of these countries where they make handmade lace and sell it to the tourists. So that I'm going to try to keep that whole because it's so pretty, and I think that up the spine of a journal would look lovely. I have a book. So if we do that, that's going to look so pretty and so delicate and antique. So that I think is going to be the cover on a journal. This was just in the bundle. It's doily, I suppose, very modern, 100% polyester. But I may be able to cut these out and do something with them, so I gave it a wash anyway. And I've got one of these, which is, you put it over the top of your jar to stop the flies getting in and the beads weigh it down. Now I can either cut the beads and this edging off, or I can use it with those still on there. Or I could use it along the bottom of a journal page. If we pop it in here, it's not really big enough, but that would look lovely sticking out the bottom and also decorating inside. This is a while ago now. When I first started journaling, I just tried using some acrylics, not terribly successfully, but it was fun. And we got this one, which is looks like it's been coffee dyed for me specially. It's actually a crew, is it they call the colour of this? So that's a pretty one. And they've got this one, which is the last one, and this is huge again. Oh, it's got a hole in as well, but I can cut that and see what I can do with it. I'm hoping it's not as awkward and intricate as the green and beige one I had, and it'll hold its shape while I cut it until I get it glued into a page. So that was my doily haul. Let's get back to the papers. So no surprise, you just saw that with a doily on top of it. And oh, this must be a black and white book these came out of. Oh, now these are lovely. I do love black, white, red and grey combination. I'm not as keen on the beige background with it, but it's still quite nice with the beige and grey. Oh, I think we've got virtually the whole book here. That looks like bedroom wallpaper. And to get a full effect, have we got a dark piece? Put the dark piece there, and you can see the contrast, I think, is making it better to see. There we go, and some roses, and then the dark piece. There's another light piece. There. Oh yes, I'll pull out, I can see what look like more of those there, so I'll pull those out. You can see these again against the dark, where they look so much nicer than just showing them on their own. Contrast is a marvellous thing in art. You can use it to make even the most mundane thing look wonderful. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's a doily. Oh, giant doily. I like that. And single-sided again. Oh, single-sided. Look at these big roses. Cabbage roses, we call those. I don't know what you call them. Which way up would that be? That way up, I think. Now, I have no idea if this is actually a piece of paper or whether it's a piece of ephemera. The 10th National Bank, my town, USA. Not quite sure what that is. It could be. It's got these perforations on it, which I don't want to fold too much. Could have been in a folder. What do you think? Have you seen this before? Is this printed ready for people to do art with, or is it real? My Town USA. Sounds a bit strange, unless it is a My Town USA. Right, we've got some embossed shiny paper now. Look at that. Always difficult to show white and very light colours. I don't get much luck with altering the white balance on my camera, so generally things tend to turn grey. And then we got this, which is like a sticky back plastic of green. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. I have no idea. What do you do with a grass green sticky back plastic? I suppose I could cut it into shapes. Ideally I'd need some sort of die cutter for that though, to make something interesting and exciting. I'll think about that. Now these bits I think have been used. So we've got some roses and chrysanthemum possibly, a little bit of wood, more of this. I think we've seen this, haven't we? And we've definitely seen that. I'll use more French there. Happy birthday! If it is your birthday, happy birthday! Happy birthday again! And some balloons for your birthday too. So if it is your birthday, look at that. Birthday paper especially for you. Got some butterflies and some spots. Now this again I think is going to be from one book. Are these single-sided? Yep. When I first started getting these, there's some spots too. When I first started getting papers, I used to think, oh, I don't like double-sided. You pay more for double-sided, and then you have to choose which side you want to use, and it's not always easy to decide. But since I've been doing flaps and things on journals, I can really appreciate having something the other side too. Now I can stick two pieces of paper together, but then that's costing you more than if you bought double-sided paper. So it's swings and roundabouts. But we got some beiges here in lots of different patterns. That one as well. Yep. So they're going to go together nicely. I wonder if they were made to go with these. Yes, it's got a beige background, so it could be. And we got some cats, as you do. And we got some, cotton. I thought they were like flames. I was thinking, what's going on there? But of course they're cotton reels. The cotton is nearly all used up on. Oh, and more cotton reels and buttons and tape measures. Turn it around the right way, is it? And some pins, lace. Oh, that's really pretty. There must be somewhere in here the contents of a haberdashery one. Now, I love this with the tape measures on. Very nice. I've got a few bits of paper left with tape measures on, but I try to be frugal with it, but I love it so much. I like using it. If I move that closer there, you can even see the little stud on the end of the tape measure. Single-sided. Oh, now that is really plain. That will be perfect for an extremely fussy pattern. Oh, and some pins, and buttons, and tape measures. And another one. Oh, these look like you've sewn along the edge of the page, but you haven't. And lots of little tiny patterns. And more of that haberdashery. And more beiges. What colours we've got, and patterns we've got. Whoa, this is such fun to look through because I thought this would be what I'd end up paying for one book, and I've ended up with all this paper. So I've got so much selection. I'm going to go through, sort it into colours, styles, themes, see how I get on then. We've seen one of those, haven't we? And this is Pretty on Pink, Tracy Smith. Glitz fabulous front with coordinating back. Aha, there's a clue. Oh yes! So if you fold that, or fold it that way, very pretty. And this is product name Bon Voyage. Has that got anything on the back? Nope, single-sided. American Crafts, Double Dutch. Dear Lizzie, Daydreamer. Oh, that's got... Oh no, that is really useful for a journal. You can cut out, it's got your pattern all on there, a few embellishments, and then you've got this for writing notes on. I love that. This is Bow Bunny Primrose, Primrose Bliss. Right, I assume that's from some sort of theme pack because there aren't any primroses on there that I can see. Let's have a look on the back. I can't see any primroses on there either, unless that's a make. So they go very nicely together. And we've got some, always useful numbers. I'm not sure why, but just put some random numbers on things really brightens them up. Wish upon a star, just having a little fun. Mouse and Co, making dreams come true. So what is this? Coordinate with Simple Stories products for quick and easy scrapbooking. 2013. Ooh. A couple of years old. And Baby Bump. Bo Bunny's Back to Basics. Oh, that's double-sided too. Finish up this way, and this has got weeks, months along to go. So, and a lady with a big bump because she's pregnant. I don't know if I'll have an application for that. I may one day do a pregnancy journal for the whole 9 months. But there's plenty on here to be cutting out and using anyway. Got some hearts. Cut and paste Heartthrob American Crafts. What's in these? I think they're just random. Here's some plain on the back. Patterned plain, if you see what I mean. This is Steve's Pages, licensed exclusively by Sugar Tree. Made in the USA. Plain on the back. Nice though. And we got this one, which is, it's got a map. American Crafts Tic-Tac-Toe. This one's 7 gypsies. So I take it's that way up. Oh, seahorses. And another seahorse and some compasses and things like that. Are they compasses or compass? I'm not sure. And some shells. And we have, before we go on to something else, some camouflage. And wild, brave, handsome,
cool, charming, rad, amazing, funny, awesome, intelligent, hyper, genuine, independent, unique.
Wow, what a lot of words. I'm sure you'll find one on there that's relevant to what you want. And let's get on to looking at the next lot. I hope you've got yourself a nice cup of tea. I should have brought a drink. My voice is getting really dry now. So these are some things I picked up when I went to the shops. I just went for a look. You know what it's like. You think, I'm not going to spend any money, and then you find the bargains. So first of all, we went to Hobbycraft and I found this mix and match unique stories. It's 15 by 15 centimetres and it's got 30 sheets with 3 of 10 designs. 50p. Well, I just couldn't leave it there at 50p. Shame it was the only one and the only design book. If I turn it that way, then won't be cutting the sun out. But it's got some really pretty designs. Umbrellas, bludges, triangles. That's nice. It almost looks like a map. But then it's got all sewing ideas on there. And sewing words and sewing machines, that sort of thing. And the last design is a geometric one. So 50p. The advantage when you get paper cheap is that you can try it. If you make a real hash up of it and it's a complete disaster, you can cut off the best bits, put them in your scrap box and throw the rest away, and it's not too bad a problem. Whereas if I paid £5, £6, £7 for a book, I'd be a little bit more worried about playing about and experimenting. And while we were in, I'll tell you what, I'll move these out of the way, they're a little distracting. While we were in Hobbycraft, there was another 50p sale, and I love 50p sales. So this is a scrapbook accessory set. Now I haven't opened this. I thought it would be sellotaped. So there's some goodies in there, let's pull them out. Oh, they're holographic stickers. Look at that. Oh, I could have some fun with those. I'm not sure what I'm going to use them for yet, but I'm sure I'll find something. That is so nice. That's the problem. As I look through, I get inspiration for all sorts of journals. I want to do a bling journal now. Put them down and see what else we've got in here. So, we've got 5 gel pens. Get my very expensive piece of paper again, and let's give them a go, see if they work. They all work. And we got some washi tape. Love washi tape. You can never have too much washi tape. Well, you can. You can have obscene amounts of washi tape, but that doesn't mean you don't enjoy it. So we've got a gold one, which is like an antique gold. It's got like lines on it. Let's pull a little bit off, see how sticky it is. Well, that's fairly sticky because some of the washi tapes, I know they're designed basically, I think they came from masking tape idea, but they've got such a little amount of sticky on, they're not so good for using in journals. They peel back off. They're great for sticking your paper down when you're doing watercolours. You've got this one, which is like a silver antique look. But these should stay on in a journal. And finally, this is gorgeous. Look at that. You can see my camera there. Very sticky, this one. Oh, it's transparent as well. Oh, look. Oh, I am going to really have fun with that. Oh, that's worth the 50p. Look at that. Sorry if I'm teasing you, and when you go to Hobbycraft they don't have any of these left. I had the last one of these tubs, I think it was, and definitely the last one of these bits of paper. And then we've got these bulldog clips. Now, I use these for just about everything. They're brilliant for binding your signatures into your books, for holding down your paper when you're drawing. I thought of those two and now my mind's gone completely blank. But you see what I mean. I use them for everything, holding things in place. If I've glued something on to my very expensive bit of paper, say I glued on another expensive bit of paper, clip them like that until they're dry. One tip. Don't do that if it's a very soft paper, because otherwise you end up with a line in it because you squash it. I don't know if that takes some of the pressure off. I never do that because they always end up in the way. But some people do flip them right forward like that. But these will also be useful if I make something to go in a journal, like a string of beads or a tag or something. I can clip things to the journal with these. I can have dangly bits clipped to the journal. I could attach beads here and then clip that to the edge of the journal and have them dangling down. So there are lots of applications, and because they're silver and gold, so pretty, I'm sure I'll find something to do with these. And then we went on to What, just to have a look. You know what it's like, just to have a look, see at what price their some journaling type supplies are, and I was very pleased. These paper clips, 79p. They're little people. They're so cute, and I think they had other designs too. I saw so many journaling things that day, I can't remember. So you just take them out of the cardboard, if they'll come out, like that. And then they are a little bit fiddly because you have to get two legs forward and the clip on the back, like that. How cool is that? That's real fun, that is. So there are those, and I got some pre-strung brown luggage labels. And the main reason I got these, let's open them up, is because I'm finding it very difficult to get the reinforcers in brown. And these had reinforcers on. Ah, now they aren't brown. They're just clear. I wonder if I can get clear ones. So they are 20, was it? 20 pre-strung brown luggage tabs, and they cost me 99p. So I'm very pleased with those. When you think about it, the price on the thread and the paper and the reinforcers, I don't think you're paying too much over the top, and they're ready made. And finally, doilies. Now, I love doilies, but they're so expensive. And then I went into What, and there they are for 97p. Now, there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 20 in here. Different sizes. As you can see, I took this out last night. I needed a little bit of something, so I cut out a little bit of the edge on the label of the doilies. It is amazing what you can find just in absolute rubbish of the things you bought to use. So I'll just take a small one out. You can see there's lots of different sizes and patterns. Oh, let's take them all out. And there, we've got a lovely piece of cardboard, red on the one side, white on the other, and a nice bag to keep your bits and pieces in. So here are the doilies. We've got this size. Now the reason why I wanted these is when I'm making a journal, I can fold this in half and use it as a page. So for example, in this journal here, which isn't really a journal, it's more a sort of painting book, then if it was the right proportions, and because I'll be making it myself, I can make sure it is the right proportions, then that can go in one of the signatures, and it just looks really nice when you're flicking through and you've got a doily in there. I like putting round ones in as well, but I really fancy putting some square ones in. So you've got that size and pattern. And that's pretty. Now that's narrower, but it's longer. That would be a really weird size journal, wouldn't it, if I made it to fit that. And then you've got this size, which is long again. But it's not only putting them into the signatures. These are great for cutting the edges off. And you can use them to edge a page, or you can stick them on. For example, if you cut this here, you can stick them on, and then you've got a pocket here, a tuck, and this on the edge of your page sticking out to make it pretty. I think with these though, I wouldn't leave these hanging out like I would lace, because they're so delicate, they're going to get broken. It would be such a shame to have broken tatty edges on your journal. So I probably wouldn't have these hanging out. I think these will be glued onto the page firmly where they can't get damaged, or tucked inside as a page with nothing sticking out. We've got this size. Half of that is there. Oh, that's quite a acceptable size for a journal, I think. So I could use that in there. And there's another one of those. The biggest ones, which again, they just give you lots of this edging. Cutting off. Oops, you can't see, I've wandered off. There. So that was my little haul from my shopping spree that I went on. I spent all of, I think that was £4 I spent. And I got plenty of journaling supplies there. And we're back to the last of the papers. I think we may have some doubles here, so we'll be able to go quickly. That's lovely. I would prefer that on a 6x6. Again, it would make it more usable. This is American Crafts, and on the back, some stars and some arrows. This one is Fab Scraps. Single-sided, quite plain. And this is Sand It, Tear It, Emboss It, Love It. Sand it. Got a little bit of texture to it on both sides. I wonder if you sand that, you'll pick up the surface of the highlights, and then you'll get that white and the underneath will be green. I may try that. And then we got Merry and Bright. Season's Greetings, Merry Christmas. Which seems mad, but when you think it's July now, if you started making your Christmas crafts ready for giving away, your Christmas journals ready for selling, then Christmas isn't that far away. Believe in the spirit of Christmas. Single-sided. I like that. I don't know why I like it, but I like it. +1. Always love anything graphic like that with lines and squares. We've got quite a few pages of this bold pattern, single side. And this bold pattern, right, I take it this is from a bold pattern book. Or perhaps it's themed on black backgrounds, because we got roses and rust coloured roses, more black, lots of that one, and more red roses. Now this, I think we've seen things that would go with this earlier on in the pile. More roses. Oh, I like that. I can't help it, it's me and my grey and white thing. Oh no, I don't think they go together. Maybe it's me, but I don't think that's going to work. And we've got some daisies, single-sided, and more of those black spludges. Ah, so it's not themed on black, it must be themed on bold, because there is the same pattern, only in red. Well, then we got the same colour scheme, so I'd say that's probably from the same pattern. No idea what they'd name a pack like that, but it's nice. We've got some gold spots, metallics, and they're not metallic. This is My Mind's Eye from Market Street. And the only problem when you order things that come in job lots, sometimes they get damaged, and this one, they just wrapped it up in plastic, the whole pile, and so the biggest ones, the edges just got a bit munched up. I'm still happy with what I got for the money, but it's such a shame the person hadn't put them in a bit better packaging. We got some, is that Rococo-y type pattern? And single-sided. Oh, look at this. Look at this. That is so pretty. 2 of those. Oh, they're ones with toppers. It says Popples Barking Dog Limited. So the toppers are have a beautiful day. Now you can actually put have a beautiful day in your journal. Best wishes. Would that go in my floral one? Would it go in my zany one? Would it go in my boho one? Oh, so many decisions to make. Geometric circles. Oh, more. Got another barking dog. Last couple. So we got this pink one that you saw. And there's that one. Oh, I would say this is the same package as well. Let's have a look. Yes, this is all looking very similar. Oh, look at that. That's really vintagey. And it's painted with watercolour. Yep, 10 out of 10 for that one. Oh, this is more of that stuff you can sand down, is it? It's got a texture to it. I don't know if you can see. Oh, look at the colour on that. That's not very yellow now. Put it down there. That's the colour it is. Some pink single-sided. Some vintage rose. Some, oh, little bird. And there. Single-sided. And that's some cherry blossom. And some spots. Will that spots go with the cherry blossom? It does in a strange sort of way. Shame it's faded around the outside, but is it supposed to be faded around the outside? We'll never know. Or tractors. Where would the world be without tractor paper? I'm really not sure where I'm going to use tractor paper in my art, but you never know. Could come up with something. What I may do is go through all these, and the ones that I don't want, that I know I'm not going to use, for example, tractors, I may sell them on because I don't want to hoard them. I'm running low on space as it is. And if I just hoard papers I know I'm never going to use, I'll regret it as I'm climbing over the piles. And finally, we've got Fab Scraps, Daydream, and it's single-sided. Oh, look at that. We ended up with a really boring one on our final page. Just a minute. Oh, and look, for our final sheet, we've got this vintage one done in watercolours. Isn't that pretty? Don't tell anybody, and I won't. So I hope you've enjoyed my haul and my shopping spree and my happy mail. If you have, then please subscribe, and that way you'll get to know whenever I put out any of these sort of videos. Plus, believe it or not, I do art. It's just that generally I don't film it, but I do film my hauls. It's not that I just buy and don't do anything with it, although I can't see the temptation. I would imagine that you have to be very careful not to just do that. It would be great if you could give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you all next time. But until then, don't forget, draw every day and have fun. Bye!